Welcome back, guys. I am recording over this because I lost the original audio. Anyway, what I'm showing off here is I got a double Cori setup running. Got them side by side. So we'll fly up here and take a look. So I've got test rack in the middle, providing power. Got them digging. Works pretty good like this, actually. Anyway, I'm void piping general crap like dirt, gravel, things like that, cobblestone, stuff I don't really need. So got that going on. Got my nether portal, or not my nether portal, my portal gun portal set up there. Makes traveling back and forth between here and the main spawn, which is a few hundred blocks away, pretty fast. So it's actually my second portal gun too. Sorry, a little tired this morning. Anyway, so we're gonna head back over to the base here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna move a lot of this stuff. I think I'm gonna try and move the tree farm underground. Kind of get it out of the way because it kind of annoys me being up there. So, what you're looking at in front of me, so that's my portal gun holder. You can actually put the portal gun on that, and it'll actually hold it. So anyway, got another portal here going over to the pyramid. Now I've set up a couple more fermenters, or one more fermenter and 3 more stills to process more the trees into biofuel. Yeah, checking out my overflow chest, not getting a whole lot in that. Anyway, I did that, the extra biofuel, because I'll check the tank here. Still making more than I'm using. So far, so good. Anyway, I made another boiler over here, another liquid fuel boiler. So I'm running 3 boilers off of those two fermenters. So far, it's working pretty good. I'm still gaining trees. I guess they're holding steady with it. I guess so 2 is probably about the max. So I've got that, and I needed to do that because I needed more power generation. I actually was running out of power upstairs because I'd added some machines. You'll see over here I've got pulling wood, because I'm turning wood into charcoal, so I'm pulling the wood out of the tube. It's coming in from the test rack. Yeah, see, it pulls out into a chest just as a buffer, and then from the chest it pulls out into another induction furnace. Turns into charcoal and then back up and around. I'll show you here in a second. So it goes back up the tube and into the test rack back to the base. So actually making a lot of charcoal that way. The server's currently down, so I can't keep it on. I haven't really been able to judge how well it's working, if it's filled the barrel up or where the charcoal is going when it leaves. But we'll probably set up some form of destroy after that. We also set up a tiny dust converter with a sorter machine. I'll show you here in a second. The grinders makes tiny dust, and it makes a lot of it. And that's just with 1 quarry. So with 2 quarries, I knew I was going to need some way to get rid of it. And you see I got a sorting machine down there, and that runs off Bluetricity. We'll take a look down and show you how I've got that set up right now. And I've actually changed this Bluetricity wire setup. I've actually moved the battery box over to the panels now, so that there's not an open gap to the outside. But anyway, the sorting machine runs off Bluetricity. It'll do 2 different things. One, it'll sort things and color code them if you want to. You can see at the bottom it's got the little buttons, and you can change the colors that it will output things to different colors. So if you've got a, let's say a massive sorting operation, you can fill that up with everything that you're sorting through, send it all to different colors, then have the different colored tubes coming off, and those colors will only go to those tubes. The way I've got mine set up is I'm doing stacks of 4 to make dust. And then once there's 4 in the chest, it'll pull those 4 out, and it will send them down that tube, and it will send them over to the induction furnace to be smelted into an ore. And then the ore obviously goes out to either my sorting system here. I'm sorry, I missed a step. It goes to a packager. It takes those 4 out into a packager. The packager takes that 4 tiny dust, turns it into a dust, and then that goes into the induction furnace. Sorry, forgot all about that there. And so anyway, so then that comes out, goes up, makes an ore. The ore will then come up the top. Another one of 2 things. It will go through the, you can see the filter there, and the filter will either pull it up to my sorting area up top here, or it'll send it back to the base. The sorting area I've got, and that's where the charcoal goes in. The sorting area up top here is just basic, just some of the main ores, just that so I didn't have to run back and forth to the base all the time. But that hasn't really been working because I've actually been running back to the base all the time now, getting other little stuff. But such as life. I've got my auto crafting table set up over here now. I'm going to be using them to make some of the larger scale stuff to automate some things. Mostly GregTech stuff that's going to require, like, hey, you need 4 of these, it takes 8 of this to make something else. So I got that. Moved one of the blast furnaces over here just so I can make steel here too, so I don't have to keep running back. So I've been doing that, and went through a lot of steel making this extra furnace too. I think like 6 stacks between the furnace, the steam turbine housing, and all the steam turbines. So a lot of steel. Actually I wiped out my entire steel inventory. But needed to do it, and hopefully that'll help run all these machines and keep all them going. So we've got all this. Yeah, so we still got that sorting machine down there, and we'll show you how to make one of those real quick. Fairly simple, not a real complicated machine. They're iron, blue alloy ingots, which are made with nickelite and silver in an alloy furnace. Red dope wafers, which are silica wafers, and redstone in an alloy furnace. Silica wafer is just basically a silica bubble and saw, and to make that you just use coal and sand in an alloy furnace. The filter is made with a piston, cobblestone gold, and another red dope wafer. So that's all you need to make a sorter. So they're fairly simple, not too complicated. It works pretty good. Pretty happy with it. So far it's been running for a couple days now, no problems at all. So we're enjoying that. And I'm running all this off one timer. That way I don't have to have 8 timers over all these filters and sucking stuff up. Although the ones that are acting as filters do not need timers. They will literally pull off whatever comes through the pipe that's in them. So don't have to put timers on those, thankfully. So I'm using all that with red jacketed wire just to help with the latency, because red alloy wire just seems to like to make a little bit of lag. But it also is not self-supporting, so I couldn't get it up to the higher up ones. So the red jacketed works pretty good. Still got biofuel coming in, doing good on that. I'm actually hoping to replace that soon, but that'll be another video. Fertilizer was the one problem with those fermenters, that I got to keep a lot of that on stock, so I may need to expand that barrel. So I'll have to readjust this thing here too, because this thing's putting out way too many trees. So we'll see if this helps. But it's like just lots of trees bouncing around in between that pipe. Just want to get rid of that. So we'll pull all these up, and we'll readjust this timer and see how it goes. And hopefully we'll tone down the number of trees bouncing through the pipes, and that'll help a little bit with the latency. I don't want stuff bouncing around tubes all day, especially if it's doing too many. It won't take long before it pulls that whole barrel out, and then they're just all bouncing around the pipes there. That's if the barrels don't have a inherent limit to the number of stuff, I guess. I don't know. So this is just some of the stuff the quarry has been picking up that just overflow. I've actually got 2 overflow chests there, 2 diamonds and a gold, and one of the diamond chests has a destroy lever on it, so that if I get too much in there, I can just flip that lever and it'll start pulling stuff out and destroying it, whatever's in the chest. So that'll help a little bit. It seems to help a little with the amount it's pulling out. So That'll work. Still got a low frame per second in this house. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's the sorting area in the back or what. But it's aggravating. Pyramid's doing pretty good. Pyramid's got a decent latency to it. But alright, so I ran into a bit of a problem last night. Noticed that these machines were not getting enough power. They were actually glitching, the grinder mainly and the industrial blast furnace. Come to find out, I didn't realize I wasn't thinking exactly how packets transit through the glass fiber cable. Each one of those machines requires 128 EU per tick, and they were all feeding off one cable, which means they were only getting 128 EU per tick per machine. So the EU would go out, and it would go into the grinder. It would not make it to the blast furnace. So what I did is I redesigned. I put each one has an MFSU now feeding to it, so it's a steady 128 per tick coming out of that. Each one of those MFSUs are powered by a separate line off of a medium voltage transformer that is being fed by a MFSU. So that way I should be able to get 128 EU per tick off of each one of those lines to feed each one of those machines. And it's actually been working pretty good. I haven't had any problems with it. Each machine is now functioning correctly, getting the correct amount of power. Because apparently the way the MV transformer works is it'll input the 512 from the MFSU, and then it will output 128. It'll divide that by like 128 and then send that out in a number of ticks. So like each side will send out a tick instead of just one per side. So that means I can feed each machine with a steady flow. Like I said, it's been working pretty good. I've been real happy with it. Took a little bit of finagling, and I've got you probably saw it, I got an EU splitter on this one, just in case I need to turn off the power. Just want to kill the power to the grinders, I can flip a switch, and it will disengage that cable so that there's no power flowing through it. So that's a nice little added thing, so just in case I need to, just in case I have any power issues, I can do that. So, doing pretty good. I guess I can't complain. Kind of a hard lesson learned there too. The boiler got cold on me. Apparently when I was setting up the other boiler, I accidentally turned the pipe here to an output, basically depriving it of fuel. So that sucked that morning. Got up and it's like, why is my boiler cold? Oh my god. So been using a little extra biofuel, but yeah, no real complaint. I've already started moving the wires on this part. And that's a liquid test rack that's pulling in lava from my home base. And I'm going to make a quantum tank for that. That's what I'm showing there. And actually in my next video I've actually got that built. That was actually what I was doing in the nether video, the nether adult moment. So, and hopefully I'm in the process of making my second one that's going to replace the biofuel tanks. Hopefully maybe both of them, because it holds so much that I might be able to just tear down, pumping both tanks into it, and then just pump out here from what's needed. Or maybe keep the tanks and just keep the extra biofuel, because like I said, I'm producing more than I'm actually using, so can't complain. So we'll probably just keep it and just use them as an overflow. Let them slowly fill up over the days and weeks that we play. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the overlay and the audio problems that happened with this video, but like and subscribe. See you next time.